I'm Adelmi Ruiz, and this is your FastCast for June 8, 2025. Our top story, a third straight day of protests began Sunday in Los Angeles, where crowds gathered by midday in downtown and in Boyle Heights in protest of recent immigration raids. They included demonstrators who marched from Boyle Heights who briefly dispersed outside the Metropolitan Detention Center after authorities deployed what appeared to be tear gas. The marchers joined a crowd of about 36 that gathered earlier outside the federal building, which is being guarded by members of the National Guard. About 300 National Guard members arrived in LA Sunday morning after 2 days of protests. President Trump moved to send 2,000 members to crack down on unrest and guard federal property in the area. Both Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass and California Governor Gavin Newsom have objected to President Trump's decision to deploy National Guard members to Los Angeles. And the Supreme Court has been busy handing down opinions and will be releasing more on Monday. Ryan Henson has a look back at the past week and the rulings that they handed down.
The Supreme Court issued 3 rulings that will impact future cases. An Ohio woman sued the state, saying she was passed up for a promotion because she's straight. The justices all agreed the woman's civil rights were violated because of this reasoning. This case makes it easier for future reverse discrimination cases to be heard. The 9 justices have also unanimously ruled on Catholic Charities v. Wisconsin, which focuses on the separation of church and state. The justices say the charity is entitled to tax relief it was denied because its operations were not primarily religious. This decision could expand eligibility for religious tax exemptions. In a third case, all the justices agreed to throw out the lawsuit brought on by the Mexican government against gun maker Smith & Wesson. Mexico argued that the gun manufacturer was worsening violence in the country, but justices cited a 2005 law that shields gun companies from legal liability. Justice Elena Kagan acknowledged Mexico's struggles with gun violence, but she says the country's lawyers didn't present an argument that surmounted those legal protections. I'm Ryan Henson at the Supreme Court. Now back to you.
Over 300 athletes gathered in Anchorage for the Special Olympics Alaska Summer Games, representing communities from across the state. The largest summer games to date. This year's athletes competed in swimming, basketball, powerlifting, gymnastics, or track and field events. Delegations from Fairbanks, the Mat-Su, Kenai Peninsula, Kodiak, Southeast Alaska, and in Anchorage all competed for first place. The games wrapped up today, and we spoke to a couple of the first place finishers as they reflected on the competition.
I really like the butterfly. That's my favorite stroke because like when you're in the water, when you put your arms out, it feels like you're like kind of like flying, but you're not. But I like the movement, and like when you're in the water, like swimming, it kind of feels like, for me, it might be different for other people, but it kind of feels like you're in a different world, like your own little world or your different atmosphere.
We won first place this year. I mean, last year we had a rough start, had third place, but you know, we kept it together and won it this year. So I'm happy, proud of my team. You know.
Qualifying winners from this year's Summer Games will be eligible to compete in the Special Olympics USA Games in Minnesota next year.